Ethiopia is endowed with abundant agricultural resources and has diverse ecological zones. Agriculture is the mainstay of the economy, accounting to a little less than 50% of the country's gross domestic product (GDP). This year's rainy season has been suitable for agriculture works in the country, except for a few areas. This has enabled farmers to plow their land and cultivate efficiently. Development agents have contributed a lot towards boosting agricultural productivity as they encourage farmers to a variety of modern agricultural technologies.
Development agents have been helping us. They are always with us, providing necessary information in relation to our activities, starting from farming land preparation.
Figures indicate that 13 million quintals of fertilizer was supplied to farmers during the past Ethiopian year, a 5 million quintals increment from the previous harvest season. Similarly, close to 1.5 million quintals of improved variety seeds were distributed among the farmers during the period.
Last year, the weather was favorable for our farming and related activities. Being organized under cluster and supported by the development agents, we were able to get better harvest. However, we faced shortage of improved variety seeds. This year, we have not faced such a problem as it has been availed to us, thanks to the development agents and farmers as well.
We have managed to carry out successful works on maize and wheat. We have done it through organizing the farmers into clusters. We expect a better yield from wheat especially.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, there is an ongoing effort to sustainably address setbacks related to shortage and delay of supply of inputs and leapfrog productivity throughout the country.
There is shortage of fertilizer and improved agricultural input. The disparity between demand and supply is notable. So we are working to address the challenge. We are optimistic that the problem would be fully solved by next year.
Organizing smallholder farmers under clusters is becoming a trend nowadays, as it is believed to help scattered smallholders work together and enhance productivity.
Now, farmers are working based on cluster. It further encourages them to use modern agricultural technology and work on their farm in a proper manner. Such mechanism is also important for monitoring and supervising activities. In our district, over 23,000 hectares of land is covered with maize, out of which more than 20,000 hectares is done by adjoining the plots together. We have also covered 1,300 hectares of land with wheat.
Working under cluster is very important. First, it is good to clear pests out of farm. Second, it paves the way for farmers to learn from each other and share experiences. The system also enables weak farmers to follow the footsteps of outstanding farmers. The importance of the initiative is not confined to only what I have mentioned. It goes beyond that. It helps the farmers use latest and improved agricultural technologies and get better access to the market as well.
Working in cluster plays a significant role in diversifying agriculture. For instance, we may produce maize this year and wheat or other grains next year. This is what the cluster has brought about.
Humera is located in the western zone of the state of Tigray. The zone is well known for its sorghum and sesame production. 500,000 hectares of land has been covered with sesame in the country this rainy season, out of which 280,000 hectares is in the western zone of the state of Tigray. Farmers and investors in the area say their joint effort is paying off.
Development workers advise us to use fertilizer, select seeds. They also train and encourage us to sow online. Then they monitor and follow up each of our major activities throughout. We get high yield if we sow online. That is why I have sowed sorghum and sesame in line, as I have been told.
I sowed online twice and harvested better as a result. It is so important and feasible.
The Humera Agricultural Research Center has introduced different improved seed varieties to enhance productivity of sorghum and sesame. In After District, various seed varieties are being produced in addition to sorghum and sesame.
There are activities being carried out in order to maximize agricultural production and productivity. In this regard, we have disseminated 2 types of improved seed varieties to the nearby farmers. We are also planning to release 2 additional varieties soon and distribute them to the farmers. Out of the 381,000 hectares of land that has been covered with different seeds, sesame accounts for about over 223,000 hectares. Similarly, 135,000 hectares of land is covered with sorghum.
Oilseeds are believed to be the second export items that enable the nation secure foreign currency next to coffee. The contribution of sesame is paramount in this regard. Therefore, farmers and other stakeholders need to work hard so as to boost productivity of sesame.
A farmer who uses fertilizers based on the training offered by the development workers get rid of possible pests on time. Sows a line and use modern agricultural technology could harvest better produces. He may secure 10 quintals per hectare. The opposite is true for someone who does not apply the package in a good manner. Such a farmer could harvest only 2 to 3 quintals per hectare. So we call upon all farmers to use and apply full package of agricultural inputs.
We need to support and encourage our investors in one hand and secure foreign currency on the other. Our agricultural activities that have been carried out during the rainy season were in line with the targets set in this regard. Here we've been able to witness both the seeds developed using modern technology and through traditional methods as well. In so doing, we have learned that there is a big difference between these 2 methods.
We have sowed our seeds on time. Now we are removing pests and related parasites. This year is favorable for our work as there is enough and regular rainfall. Therefore, we hope we will be harvesting better yields.
The cluster work is also believed to play a significant role in minimizing post-harvest loss. Particularly, a lot needs to be done to reduce the post-harvest loss happening to maize, wheat and sesame.
We don't use modern technology while harvesting our agricultural products, as we don't easily access them. As a result, we have been facing high loss, so we need to have harvesting machines. We would be very happy if the government can help us by providing those facilities.
We hope that the activity would be backed by modern technology as of next year, as we are heading toward mechanizations. We can only minimize post-harvest loss through mechanizing the sector.
Ethiopia is exporter of primary commodities. Maximizing productivity of agriculture is thus a matter of survival for the country. Different interventions are being carried out to this end. Farmers and investors have been striving towards the realization of the cause. Sunflower production in Jabit Ahnan district of the West Gojam zone can be cited as a manifestation of the determination to leverage export. Apart from boosting production, the issue of market access remains a challenge that needs to be addressed.
We are supplying our commodities to the ECX. However, we are not benefiting from it in return.
Farmers and investors raised this concern in the presence of concerned government officials on a forum held recently. The participants stressed on the need to replicate the reform applied to coffee on other commodities as well.
We are working to solve the problem through the market networking and taking necessary measures accordingly.
ከገበያ ጋር ተያይዞ ስፔሻሊ እንትን ላይ በቆሎ ላይ ነው ያለው ሰፊ ችግር በተለይ ባለፈው አመት
Maize is facing market problem. Its price has been lower last year. As a result, we were encouraging cooperatives to purchase the commodity from farmers to fill in the market gap. However, the intervention was not sufficient to meet the needs of farmers.
We want the government to find better market access for our commodities so that we will be able to benefit from our products in a proper and sustainable manner.
The capacity of cooperatives operating in the country needs to be further strengthened so that they will be able to contribute their share in the market.
Building the capacity of cooperatives has been given due attention in the second growth and transformation plan. We have been working to improve the status of market and transactions in line with the said plan. The move is aimed at strengthening cooperatives and enabling them involved in both domestic and foreign markets.
Ethiopia has managed to secure $300 million from sesame export last year. This year's revenue from sesame export is estimated to be $500 million. More productivity is expected this year as various crops being grown in different parts of the country are in a good and promising condition. However, much needs to be done in terms of creating better and affordable market access for the nation's ever-growing agricultural productivity.
ምርትና ምርታማነትን የማሳደግ ስራውን ስንሰራ ጎን ለጎን ገበያ መመቻቸት አለበት ማለት ነው።
We need to facilitate and create market ties for our farmers and investors apart from the intervention being taken to enhance agricultural productivity. When it comes to sesame, the commodity requires a world market. It's up to the government to create better market access. A lot also needs to be done to address relevant constraints facing the farmers in the sector.
The minister calls for Ethiopians to cooperate and show solidarity so as to properly collect agricultural produces here. Sources indicate that the nation secured more than 290 million quintals of agricultural products last year. It has also been projected that it will be collecting 345.6 million quintals this year. Agriculture has for long been Ethiopia's source of export and a large contributor of the country's GDP. Agriculture still remains to be at the forefront in the country's move towards structural transformation. For this to happen, agribusiness and agro-processing have been given prime attention in addition to enhancing agricultural productivity. Lots of assignments are still on the table of relevant stakeholders at all levels for the country to live up to its dreams of becoming a middle-income economy by 2025.